Welcome back, my friends, to another rendition of Choir Boys Cutlery. Rousing rendition, if you will, son. Now listen, before we get started, you know the drill. 22 veterans a day commit suicide. It is our goal to bring awareness, and by raffling off this board that you see behind me, we're trying to do something to help that out. If you are a veteran, if you're at the end of your rope, please, please, please do not fight this fight alone. Reach out to somebody you trust. If you don't have anybody, reach out to us. Please don't fight alone. I think it's absurd that in the greatest nation on earth, with the greatest allies on earth, that our soldiers and our veterans are committing suicide. So we're keenly aware of that, and we love you, and we're appreciative of everything you've sacrificed. No, not a veteran. No, not an ex-military person. You're just on my heart, okay? Haven't seen what you've seen, but there's plenty that watch this channel that have, and we're with you. That being said, now our Leos, difficult time. So we're remembering our law enforcement officers, and this channel stands behind them. If you're an addict, you're welcome here. And you say, yeah, that's a broad span, son. You got some people covered. We do. But that's just what's on our heart, and that's who we want to help. So none of you fight this fight alone. How do we help our Leos? How do we do it, kids? By not breaking the damn law. Support them. Let them know you're with them. We'll call out injustice. If there's injustice to be called out, sure. But not all of them are bad. And that's absurd. You know, it's just ridiculous. It's an election year. Any other year you wouldn't have this. But law enforcement, we're behind you. If you're an addict, we're here for you, and you're welcome here. Remember what we said last night, though. This isn't the Woe Is Me channel. Move forward. Let's put those things behind us and move on. If you need help, we'll help you. Now, moving into the knife of the day. Last night, I showed you it was the Aries, and it is right here. And this is a gorgeous knife. Do I love the knife? Absolutely. It didn't test like the others, okay? And I'm a knife connoisseur, son. I love the ergonomics of this knife. I love the canvas micarta. I love the grip. I love the pistol grip. Probably one of the best stabbers I've ever seen. It's got some really good jimping right here. It's not a chopper. We tried to chop a couple things, and it did the job. You know, this is an adequate knife. Now, it says that it's like 5 3/8 length blade. While that may be true, it's only about 4 3/8 cutting surface, so that makes a big difference. Do I recommend it? If you are a combat guy, I guarantee you it's a drop point. Now, they say it's 3/16 thick, and I'm thinking they're talking here in the middle, because that ain't 3/16, and we know the blade's not, but in here and back here. So it's a little better than that 1/8. Really feels good in hand. I love the knife. I enjoyed using it. The testing, you know what I'm saying, son? It is what it is. Did really well on some things. I'm going to tell you right now, if I had to have one Spartan, it would either be the Orcos or the Defensa. Compare these two. And that is not to knock this blade. I love this blade. It comes with a Kydex sheath, and for self-defense, or self-defense, whatever you want to call it, or for combat, I guarantee you this will be the knife. Not all of us are going to get jumped by mall ninjas. So the Defensa, this is a great, great knife. Dang, this feels good. And here's the thing, this one does too. Guys, there's just two different knives, two different purposes. I would say this is a multi-purpose, all-purpose type deal. This is combat. So, the proof's in the pudding. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I won't see you at the end. I'm going to put a link below to the raffle. Don't fight alone. I'm Scab. You're not. And we go. Well, thank you, Scab. I appreciate that. Let's open this thing up by opening the Goodies powder. You know, I don't have a sponsorship by Goodies. I just didn't realize I'd turned on the camera, so I opened it up with the Aries. What else you gonna do with it, son? Had a little toothache going, so there we go. Really wish I'd have paid more attention there. About right there, I realized to turn on the camera. All right, so here we go. Here's our Aries. Now, like I said, the website's got that blade listed at like 5 3/8, something like that. and it's more of about 4 3/8 on the actual cutting surface. Now it's razor sharp. That's the truth. This thing just really just kind of peeled this, just kind of slid through it. I was just kind of messing around, and it literally peeled that thing off, and it made some pretty good slices. It's really sharp, as all Spartan blades are. It's really well made, as all Spartan blades are. So I don't want to give any indication that I was disappointed in the knife. I think if anything, what I learned, son, is I got to get better doing different tests and handling the knife. Now, pretty good apple right there. Scab's going to get his fiber in there, antioxidants, that kind of thing. But you can see too, this knife is really making short work. So if you were stuck in a situation, you needed a knife, and you had this one, you're going to be fine, son, because it's sharp. And I'll show you as we go. Did a couple different things. Did a little cutting, a little stabbing, and kind of used it to baton a little bit. And it did well with everything. It is super sharp, so it did well with feather sticking, or would have done well with feather sticking had I got a dry limb there. But I love the knife. It carries, belt carry, MOLLE compatible. Now the design of the thing is beautiful. Now here we go right here. Old Scabber with the, you won't see this on another channel, son. There I am. I'm setting up, I'm waiting on it. Pow! Tremendous slash. Stabbed it there. Got that spin going. Stabbed it again. Come on, Scab. Stabbed it again. The old off the tree maneuver. I think I actually hit it with my fist there. Threw the knife right through it. Incredible. Way to go, Scab. Now, I'm going to show you. Now, really, look at this. Was like the first slash. Of course, I got to find it and what to do. There it is. Huge, huge slash. This thing right here. I told y'all, the one knife fight I got in, I threw my knife over the deck and about killed 4 kids. But look at that. You won't see that on another channel, son. Mainly because nobody's stupid. But the one knife fight I got in, I threw my knife away before I could ever use it. Probably good, because I'd be shooting this from the pen. Now here we're hitting some palmettos, and honest to God, this is more indicative of me than it is the blade. I love this blade, but it's not a chopper. Nothing wrong with that. Again, if you had to survive in the woods, could you? Yeah. These are some big-ass palmetto bushes. You say, Scab, you always cut them down. Well, think about this, man. If you make your little shelter out there in the swamp, you take in palmetto bushes and use it for a roof. I was shaving the air, looking at the camera. Put these on top of your fortification there for camouflage and keep the rain off of you. See, old Scab thinks everything. There you go. Pretty good slice in there. But, the defense would have blew through this, but the defense is a much bigger blade. That's why I said. Now, look, you see that curvature of that blade? The ergonomics of this thing. Remember, in a knife fight, you want to spin that sucker around backwards. So when you get stabbed to death, and we've discussed this many times, cops will be like, dude, that guy knew what he was doing, son. He must have fought a ninja. He had that knife backwards and everything's still lost. You know what I'm saying? Look at that. Feather sticking extraordinaire. I stole this from several other YouTubers. They did it way better than I did, but you got to practice. All right, blew through some of the knots on that stick. That shows the sharpness. Now here's a little durability test. It's about a 1.5 inch diameter hickory stick, or oak. I'm sorry, not hickory, oak. But the knife just bites in really clean, really good. Do I advocate doing it? No. You'd probably have a bigger knife. But again, if you're stuck in a survival situation, this knife is fine. If you're stuck in a situation you got to fight somebody, this is the knife you want. Now, Lord willing, not too many of us are going to be in them situations. You know what I'm saying? Now, I would imagine if I was overseas or in a combat or contractor, I promise you, I'd try to have me 3 or 4 of them on me, son. Because they're lightweight, they're super light, they're easy to carry. But see there, if anything y'all take from this, other than I don't know what the hell I'm doing, it's a sharp, sharp knife. Spartan quality, to me, is damn near unparalleled. Now look at that, again, knife just bites right in, little to no effort. Let's see here. I think I spun it. There we go. There we go. Old Scabber's going to spin it a time or two. And again, it just does, like if you had to make some smoke kindling or something like that, this knife is more than adequate. Punji sticks, sharpening up sticks, throw at kids, fine. Strip wire, good. This is just an overall decent knife. Now, again, it's the combat capabilities are the main factor in this knife. I can't stress that enough. There are better utility knives. Does that mean I don't like the knife? No, absolutely not. I think for what it is, it's a tremendous knife. And I think if this video shows anything, it's the sharpness, because it blew through a ton of stuff. This is that old, I think I had grapefruit or apples or something in that, you know how they do that mesh. But this thing cuts right through it, no problem. Doesn't stick, doesn't do any of that. Blade feels really good in hand. And it's a great knife. Really like it. Again, I don't want y'all to get the wrong idea. I love the knife. I think it's a cool one for the collection. If I was out somewhere in a survival situation, though, I think I would want a little bit different. Now, if I could carry two, I'd take this one. Perfect for self-defense, self-offense, home offense, that kind of thing. You stab shit out of somebody with it. It really is a tremendous stabber. Now watch here, let's stab this board some. Patented Donnie B all day, stabbed a stump test. I just happen to have a stump in my truck. Got to have one of them. Half stump, will travel. And I mean, it got good penetration, probably a 1/2 inch deep on each one. 3/4, something like that. And just bit down good. Now, the old bottle chop right here, bang. Actually, everything I swung at, yeah, it cut. But that was the beauty of it, the stab right there. Made it look like a pinata, son. Just tore it up. There you go. There's old scab trying to do something that I can't do. Oh, there we go. Blew right through the plastic. Now, I do a little trick shot with one of these. Well, that wasn't it. Let's see. Stabbing machine. This is why y'all practice. Whoop, look at that. You won't get that with another knife, son. Or another knife reviewer. Cut right through this bottle. I think it's an old alcohol bottle. Alcohol something, I don't know. It cut it right up. And it did good. Listen, I love the Aries. I love Spartan blades. They're well made. They're well designed. They're just tough knives. Now, here's our board we're raffling. Again, I'll put a link in the description to the video that tells you how to get in on it. We're donating the money to Southern Guide Dogs. I love you guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hit subscribe, like, all that stuff. I'm Scab. You're not. We gone.